The robots are coming, for the billable hours. Artificial intelligence. It's everywhere now, isn't it? AI is recommending what you should watch next. It's driving cars, sometimes into things. And it's even writing questionable poetry. We've seen it take over assembly lines and customer service chats, often with mixed results. The march of technology is relentless, and it's now knocking on the doors of professions we once thought were safe, like doctors, artists, and yes, even lawyers. It seems no job is safe from a robot that promises to do it faster, cheaper, and without needing a lunch break. So, it's only natural to ask, when are they coming for the courtroom? When will we see a shiny metal box stand up and say, "Objection, Your Honor"? That statement is logically inconsistent. The idea of an AI lawyer sounds like something straight out of a science fiction movie, probably one where the robot lawyer eventually enslaves humanity using confusing legal loopholes. But the concept is becoming less fictional by the day. We're talking about sophisticated computer programs powered by massive amounts of data that could potentially analyze legal documents, predict case outcomes, and even offer legal advice. Imagine an AI that has read every law, every case precedent, and every legal textbook ever written. It could process that information in seconds, a feat that would take a human lawyer a lifetime, or at least a very, very long weekend fueled by stale coffee and regret. This isn't just a fantasy. AI is already working in the legal field, just not in the dramatic way you see on TV. Law firms are using AI to sift through thousands of documents for evidence, a process called e-discovery. Think of it as a super-powered paralegal that never gets tired or complains about the pay. These systems can spot relevant information far more accurately and quickly than human teams. They help with legal research, drafting contracts, and managing caseloads. So AI is already in the building. It's just been working in the back office. The real question is, when does it get to step into the spotlight and speak to the judge? The promise is tantalizing. Imagine affordable legal help for everyone. Instead of paying a fortune for a few hours of a lawyer's time, you could subscribe to a legal AI service. This could be revolutionary for people who can't afford a lawyer for things like fighting a parking ticket, dealing with a landlord, or navigating small claims court. It could level the playing field, giving everyone access to expert legal knowledge. But, and this is a big but, there's a huge difference between finding a document and making a compelling, empathetic argument to a jury of 12 actual humans. And that right there is where things get incredibly complicated. So, can a toaster argue your speeding ticket? Right now, the short answer to whether an AI can represent you in court is a resounding no. Absolutely not. Not even a little bit. The legal system, bless its heart, moves at the speed of a glacier and is built on rules that were written long before anyone had even thought of a computer, let alone one that could argue. The core of the issue is something called the unauthorized practice of law, or UPL. Every state has rules that say only a licensed human being, who is a member of the state bar, can practice law, and to become a member of the bar, you need to do a few things that an AI currently cannot. First, you have to go to law school. Yes, 3 years of very expensive education where you learn about contracts and torts and how to sound smart while using Latin phrases. An AI could technically learn all that information in an afternoon, but it can't sit in a classroom, participate in a mock trial, or get yelled at by a professor. Then, you have to pass a character and fitness evaluation. This is where the Bar Association basically stalks you to make sure you're an ethical person who won't immediately run off with a client's money. How do you assess the character of a block of code? Does it have a moral compass or just a really good cooling fan? And then there's the big one, the bar exam. It's a grueling multi-day test of legal knowledge and reasoning. While an AI could probably pass the multiple choice section with flying colors, the essay portion requires nuanced analytical skills. More importantly, the entire system is designed for a person. You need a social security number to register. You need to physically show up. You need to be, a living, breathing human. Right now, there is no pathway for a non-person to get a law license. The rules are very clear. You must be a person. A corporation can't be a lawyer, a trained chimpanzee can't be a lawyer, and your laptop can't be a lawyer. So, while an AI can be a powerful tool for a lawyer, it cannot be the lawyer. Think of it this way. A surgeon uses a sophisticated robotic arm to perform a delicate operation, but the robot isn't the surgeon. The human surgeon is in control, making the critical decisions. The same is true in law today. The AI can find the needle in the haystack, but a licensed human lawyer has to be the one to decide what to do with that needle, whether to sew with it or to dramatically point it at the witness on the stand. The AI is a tool, not the professional. The law versus the algorithm, a legal cage match. For AI to ever step into a courtroom as a representative, the entire legal system would need a massive overhaul. We're not talking about a small tweak here and there, we're talking about fundamentally rethinking what a lawyer is. The first giant hurdle is the concept of personhood. Our laws are built around the rights and responsibilities of human beings. Who is responsible if an AI lawyer gives bad advice that costs you your case? Can you sue the AI? Do you sue the programmer who wrote the code? Or the company that owns the AI? It's a black hole of legal liability. Then there's the duty of confidentiality. Lawyers have a sacred obligation to keep their clients' secrets. Could we ever truly trust an AI with sensitive information? What if the AI gets hacked? What if the government subpoenas the AI's data? A human lawyer can ethically refuse to answer certain questions to protect their client. An AI is just data on a server, potentially vulnerable to anyone with the right key or a good enough hacker. Establishing that level of legally binding trust with a machine is a monumental challenge that current laws are completely unprepared to handle. It's a technological problem wrapped in a massive ethical dilemma. Let's imagine for a moment that we solve those problems. We'd still need to create an entirely new regulatory framework. We would need a robot bar association to certify and license AI lawyers. They would need to set standards for performance, ethics, and updates. What happens when an AI software becomes outdated? Does it need to complete continuing legal education credits by downloading new software patches? Who decides if an AI is competent to handle a complex murder trial versus a simple traffic violation? These are not easy questions, and they would require years of debate among lawmakers, judges, and tech experts. And finally, we have to consider the courtroom itself. A trial is not just about facts and logic, it's about persuasion, empathy, and storytelling. A good lawyer can read the room, connect with a jury, and show genuine emotion. Can an AI do that? Maybe one day it could fake it, but would a jury trust a machine that's programmed to appear sincere? Or would it just be creepy? The human element of justice is a cornerstone of our system. Removing it in favor of pure cold logic could change the very nature of our courts. And we need to be very, very careful about whether that's a change we actually want to make. The verdict on robot lawyers, for now. So will an AI bot be shouting objection in a courtroom anytime soon? The verdict is clear, not in the near future. While AI will continue to become an indispensable tool for human lawyers, making them more efficient and powerful, the leap to becoming the lawyer itself is just too vast. The legal and ethical barriers are, for now, insurmountable. The law requires a licensed human being with a conscience, accountability, and the ability to form a confidential relationship with a client. An AI, no matter how intelligent, is none of those things. It's a tool, not a professional with sworn duties. The most likely path forward is a gradual one. We might see AI play a more direct but still limited role in very specific situations. For example, perhaps a certified AI could help people navigate small claims court, or deal with bureaucratic red tape online, but always under the supervision of a human lawyer or a government agency. These would be lawyer bots for low-stakes issues, expanding access to justice without replacing the core role of a human advocate. This hybrid model seems far more plausible than a fully autonomous AI arguing a capital murder case. The stakes are simply too high. Ultimately, the question of AI lawyers forces us to confront what we value in our justice system. Do we value pure efficiency and logical consistency above all else? Or do we value the human elements of empathy, persuasion, and moral judgment? For an AI to truly become a lawyer, it wouldn't just need to be smarter, it would need to be, in some sense, human. It would need to understand not just the letter of the law, but the spirit of it, and that is a technological and perhaps philosophical leap we are nowhere near making. So for now, your legal counsel will continue to be a flawed, expensive, but reassuringly human person. Thank you for taking the time to read this. The intersection of technology and our daily lives is a fascinating and sometimes terrifying place, and it's a topic we love to explore. If you found this interesting, please consider giving it a like, a share, or subscribing for more deep dives into the weird world we live in. Your support helps us keep asking these important, and occasionally ridiculous, questions. It really does. Thank you.